Hi, this is Raul from Bass Musician Magazine. We're here at the 2016 Winter NAMM show in Anaheim, California, and I have the great pleasure of being able to chat with somebody who knows a whole lot about bass strings, and that is Mike from MJC Ironworks. So Mike, tell me, you've been making strings for quite some time now.
Yeah, I worked at a very famous string manufacturer for about, I hate to say it, 30 years. Dean Markley Strings, I worked there. And that's where I learned all my skills, and I was a factory liaison with the factory that was in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and I was a special projects manager. So being in a string company, you come across a whole lot of really interesting ideas on treatments for metals and how things are made, quarter wrap ratios, different core metals and wrap. It was a really fun ride. And I branched out and decided to start my own company. I got some different ideas about how things, should go in my world, and that's where I'm at today.
Well, and paying attention to that detail, you've got your own line. Tell us a little bit. It's the first thing that leaps out. It's not in a
potato chip bag.
In a potato chip bag, and it's not wrapped in plastic. It's in a tin.
It's in a tin, right?
So tell us about that.
A couple of reasons for the tin. One, since it's a bass string, I deal with a lot of artists, and some artists, well, more than some, they have their own CDs. So the promotions we're going to be doing in the future is this will fit a CD perfect. So you can get a couple of cuts, and if you like it, you go to the website and to their website and buy the rest of it. It's a way for us to help promote our artists back, which you really don't see a lot happening anymore. The other thing is now musicians have a place to put their stuff. But also, it's impactive. Nobody has anything like this. I mean, it's just a beautiful package. And it can actually does a service, and it's totally biodegradable. There isn't any bad things in here. Because part of the problem, the reason why that people have gone to potato chip bags and things of that, potato chips bag is, I'm not trying to say anything bad about anyone's company, because anyone who makes them, it's a big
We're going to have the potato chip people after us going, what the heck are you talking about here?
But it helps prevent corrosion, and that's one of the main reasons they do. Plus it passes on savings to the consumers, no matter what the company is. Now the problems that have happened with conventional paper to some companies who they bought the paper from, especially recycled paper, is the chemicals they used in the paper and in the inks actually cause corrosion. So a lot of companies said, well, we care enough about our products, we'll go to, different packaging. Me, I have found some technologies that I incorporate into the package. And I don't know if you can see this, but let me open this real quick. First of all, with our package, it gives you a little introduction, but there's a foam strip in here. I don't know if you can see that.
We'll get some still pictures and we'll add them on.
Okay, cool.
Close-ups.
But what this foam does is it emits a natural occurring anti-corrosion inhibitor. It makes me sound really smart.
That's great.
But basically what it is this sticks to everything metal, and it permeates the core wire. So if you were to take this package and tape it on the side of a ship, container ship, and went to China and back 10 times or 20 times, you couldn't recognize this package. If you opened it up, it's fresh as the day it was made. If you take the foam strip, which we sell in, as another item, and put it in your case, when you play it, it'll wear off. So when you put your instrument back in your case, you close it, there's a static charge that happens, and it activates this, and it sticks to everything metal, and this will protect up to 2 years. Now it also protects everything metal. It'll permeate the pots. So people will think this is a desiccant, in other words, something that absorbs moisture. This emits vapor that prevents moisture. So if you're in a salt environment, like you're traveling in Europe or something, right?
In the Caribbean.
Yeah, or on a ship, or whatever. The salt won't affect this. So the salt won't get through this.
Gotcha.
And it's a micron thickness, and it's just this is completely different. It's unique, and in order in this business, you have to have a quality product, which these strings are a quality product. But you have to be different. You have to have a statement, and for us, what we want to do is to offer someone a service as well. You know, we have an unbelievable artist program where, you know, nobody knows I play bass. You know, I mean, in my hometown, hey, you know, a couple of people know who I am. You know what I mean? But our artist program is for people who, like, for you and for that guy over there and that girl over there. Sure. It's for people who play. And they're in the bands. They're the one that supports all of us anyway. Gotcha. And they get a chance to be an artist and be up on a web page and promote their stuff and get a bio and all that kind of stuff. So the response that we're getting from this is it's just overwhelming, to be honest with you. We're just breaking into acoustic strings and electric strings, but the acoustic strings, there's a deal. Most acoustic guitars are just sitting, you know, you play it and it's laying next to you in the bed or on the stand.
Gotcha.
So we have a treatment that doesn't change anything, but let me just show you something real quick. I'm not getting personal here, so don't get nervous. What's he going to pull out of his pocket?
I know.
It's basically...
Do I want to know? Okay.
This is a 1994 penny. I don't know if you can see this.
Okay.
That's a 2014 penny.
And I'm close, I can see them.
Yeah, I have licensing rights.
There we go. To those 2 pennies?
Yeah.
Okay.
And to a proprietary treatment on these strings for acoustic strings.
Okay.
So you could leave your guitar on the wall for a couple of years. The strings will not tarnish.
Nice.
The best thing about these strings, all of them, is that they are competitively priced. This string isn't any more either net to a dealer or street to a consumer than any other string that's out there. And you know, I'm not going to mention the other competition. Everyone knows who they are, and they're all great products. But it's another thing that you get the service, but it's affordable. This isn't a $100 product. It lists for like $38.
Nice.
Streets for, you know, well, whatever someone wants to charge for it.
Sure.
And that's what it is right now, and that's where we're at. Like I said, we're doing really, really good, and the artist response. Rocco is one of our artists.
Nice.
And that's a guy who plays really, really hard.
I was going to say, all those 16th notes are just hammering away at
But you know,
the
the interesting thing about him is, you know, I know his work really well, but what is hip? You know, most people like, it's a 16th note thing. But the real trick to what he does is he's going, right, he's playing off the octave, back to the E, and then the low E. And then there's another part of here where you go, that's more than 16th notes. That guy, to me, is the king of groove. For that style of music, he's one guy who does one thing one way. Absolutely. Nobody, you know, you can imitate him, but nobody can match his creativity. And besides that, he's just a real guy. Totally. You know, I'm a Chuck Rainey, you know, Randy Jackson, Rocco and James Jamerson kind of. You know, that's where I come from. But Rocco he's a mentor bass player. Massively.
Well, and that's why we had Rocco on our last NAMM special edition just last February.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Rocco is amazing. Coming back to your strings, because I don't want to totally leave that. Extending, it sounds like you've taken great steps to extend the life of strings. Is there anything that musicians should be doing? Because we keep hearing, I don't know whether they're urban myths about boiling your strings or soaking them in vinegar or doing a chant over them.
I used to do that. You used to boil them, but you had to put baking soda in there, right? The only reason that people did that is I used to use Rotosound way back when they first came out.
Gotcha.
And you would spend, even then they were $35 a set. Nobody discounted. Everything was listed in a music store. So you would boil them just to keep them clean. But, you know, metals are going to fatigue anyway, no matter what coating you have on them. So after a while, they're going to wear out, right? But the thing that sets us apart is the foam permeates to the core wire.
Okay.
So that's where all the bad stuff happens. And when the core wire is protected, the string is going to last longer.
Gotcha.
And that's really one of the secrets of this. I haven't boiled strings in years, luckily. I worked at Markley. I didn't have to. But you know, Dean, I'm sorry to say it. You always wanted me to buy them, but I didn't.
And this will serve as evidence in future occasions.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting back, where can people get your strings?
They can get them at your favorite retailer. I'm still a real, I'm kind of a truist for independent music stores.
Gotcha.
So you can get them in independent music stores, Sam Ash. If you're a dealer, you can get them at St. Louis Music, which is one of our
Gotcha.
distributors. Or if you can't find them anywhere, you can call me, or you can go to our website and check them out there. And we love talking to people. My phone, you can call me on my cell phone. It's 408-483-5547. And if you want to talk about strings, that's what I do for a living. I'd love to talk to you about it.
I gotcha. Well, thank you so much for taking time
Thanks for having us.
to stop here and chat with us about strings. It's something that we all use and we all need, and
Absolutely.
nobody seems to know. Well, everybody's an expert, but there's always something to learn about these, and we can gain from your experience and the time. And I'm excited. I'm getting ready to put a set on my 5-string, so I'm really looking forward to get a chance.
Yeah, hopefully you have a set.
I do.
Oh, fantastic!
I've got it, and I'm ready to put it on. But with the NAMM show coming, I'm like, there's no time. So thanks again. You saw it here on BassMusicianMagazine.com.